do you want to try and become one of the best in your industry at doing this? If you do, treat it like that. You don't see Olympians like dicking about and missing half of their training sessions or not getting enough sleep or not sorting their nutrition out. Like, they take it seriously because they're professionals.
What should people understand about the workload that's associated with what you do? Because from the outside looking in, there's a tendency to think, well, that's easy, and I could do it if I just sat down and gave it enough time.
I got this stat a little while ago. I don't know whether you guys have seen this as well, but 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. And then of the 10% that do, 90% of those don't make it past episode 20. I can't remember where I got this industry stat from, but that literally means that by making episode 21, you're in the top 1% of all podcasters ever. And it just highlights that consistency is a really rare thing in this world. Yeah, I mean, it's graft. Like, I'm a grafter. Like, I always have been. And the background that I come from in club promo has really sort of instilled that into me. And then maybe you port over to content creating, and maybe that's a competitive advantage. I don't know. But it might look fun. Like, you just watch an episode between you and a guest, and it goes well or whatever, and you get Jordan Peterson on and you have a chat about life and meaning or whatever. But, to get to that stage where you can actually send the email that gets replied to, there's 320 episodes, all of which have needed outreach, research, scheduling, recording, editing, more editing, promo on the back end, conversations between you and the videographer. Oh, I don't like that thumbnail. Oh, what's the title going to be? Oh, I'm away. I don't have the internet, whatever it might be. 360 times, like over and over and over and over again. I think people probably get disheartened with podcasting because the sort of growth that you can get on a more algorithmically manipulated platform like YouTube or perhaps Instagram or Twitter to a slightly lesser extent, but specifically on YouTube, you can have people that start accounts, do one video that goes hyper viral, and then you've got 100K subs, and that's your channel. Sweet. No one has that with podcasting. Maybe some people come in and they've got like a huge social media following, like a James Smith, for instance, a buddy of mine from the UK. He's got this monster of an email list with like 500,000 people on it, and he's just a traffic weapon. So he just directs people around the internet as he needs. But unless you're him, it's going to take like 150 episodes before you have a non-embarrassing audience, probably. Like if you're just a normal person. And I had a bit more of a head start. I had a bit of a social media following, so I could drive some traffic there. But yeah, it's graft, man. And I took the opportunity. I read a book called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield last year, and in it he has a chapter called Turning Pro, and he just talks about the differences between an amateur and a professional. And a professional turns up to work when he doesn't feel like it, and a professional covers all of the bases. A professional makes sure that he is doing everything he can to be all that he can be, all this sort of stuff. And it really resonated with me because I realized I wasn't being a professional with the show. I wanted professionals' outcomes without having to put professional inputs and efforts in. And that reading that and realizing, right, okay, like do you want to try and become one of the best in your industry at doing this? If you do, treat it like that. You don't see Olympians like dicking about and missing half of their training sessions or not getting enough sleep or not sorting their nutrition out. Like, they take it seriously because they're professionals. So yeah, that was the pivot that I made last year.